What's going on, guys? What we're about to look at here is a video by, it's on TMZ. I normally don't use TMZ for anything, but unfortunately, this is the only video. Well, actually, there's two things I don't like about this video. It's by TMZ, and number two, I can't really play it back. I can't go back on anything. You can just play it, and it has to play all the way through. So watch it very carefully because I'm only going to play it one time. And it's the only video that shows everything from the moment that the cop got out of the car. Most of the videos on YouTube and everywhere else is showing, it starts at the point just as this officer gets ready to clear his holster. And it's like, why are you just showing that? I mean, why don't you show everything? Why don't you show their verbal interaction before he cleared the holster? That's very important, I would think. And I was very surprised to see that TMZ was the only one who actually was showing this. I mean, it shows everything. What's going to happen here is that the cop is going to ask for Castile's license. And the piece of paper will later come out in testimony that you're going to see Castile giving. It's going to be like a little flimsy piece of paper that turned out to be his temporary, like until he got his permanent. It's kind of like when you get your regular driver's license, but you get the paper form, and he's giving him that. That's his license to carry a weapon. Okay, open carry license. But the officer, almost simultaneously as that's going on, or just before, clearly asked for his driver's license and insurance. Okay, that's a command. The officer's asking for your driver's license and insurance. Okay, now he didn't ask him for his license to carry. However, Castile had taken a gun safety training course, which in that gun safety training course, they tell you to immediately let officers know of the fact that you do have a weapon and you do have a license to open carry. Okay, so just after he hands him that, he goes to obey the officer's orders, which also later came out in testimony, and he goes to get his driver's license and insurance. Okay, and during this video, I want you to notice where his partner is standing, because he later testified that he saw nothing going on in the car that should have been perceived as a threat. And he also said that he didn't smell any marijuana, though he would add my vantage point was a little different than Yanez. But if you look where he's standing, his job is to watch his partner's back. So he's watching everything. In fact, he's watching more than Yanez, because Yanez, what's supposed to happen is Yanez is supposed to watch Castile, and his partner is supposed to watch everything else. So he's the second set of eyes. So let's go ahead and watch this.
Well, sir. Well, how are you? Good. The reason I put you over to your brake lights are out. So you only have one active brake light, and that's going to be your passenger side one. Your third brake light, which is up here on top, and then this one back here, is going to be out. You have a license and shirt? Sir, I have to tell you, I do have a firearm on me. Don't reach for it, then. Don't pull it out. Don't pull it out. You just killed my boy. Don't pull it out. Go on. Oh, man.
Okay. So there's also a lot of rumor going around about they're saying that Castile had pulled out the gun, saying the gun was in his lap, and all of that. These people, these statists, man, they're really just desperately trying to come up with an excuse to say that Castile was a tool of his own undoing. Now, Look, this is all a matter of hindsight, man. It's easy to sit back and say maybe things could have been done differently. Maybe Castile shouldn't have been so calm. Maybe he should have been more, afraid of the police. Maybe he should have had his hands on top of the roof. Maybe he should have told the officer to get everything himself. I've actually seen people do that. I've seen people refuse to get anything out of their pockets. Like I said, those of you that know me, you know that I was, I've been on that side. I've worn the badge on my chest, and I have seen people do that. I've seen people say, "Hey, look, officer, I don't want to reach for anything. My license is here and there. You want to reach inside? Please go ahead and get it for yourself." And hey, maybe that's true. Maybe that's what we should all do. Just walk around in fear and in terror. Like we're living in Nazi Germany or something. And look, if you want to do that, that's totally your prerogative. But I don't think that's good reason to say that just because a person was so relaxed and calm around a cop and, that those citizens deserve to get shot because they weren't just really nervous around the cop and just obeying not obeying every single order, because you should obey every single order, but doing it as though they're living in fear. So do we live in America or do we not? And is America this free country or is it not? But anyway, we move on to put a few other rumors to rest here. Now, this guy, Joseph Kauser, this is his partner. And I'm going to put both of these links down in the description section, down in the bottom. It says here, Kauser testified in court that he didn't smell burnt marijuana at the car and that he never saw a gun in Castile's car nor perceived the situation as potential threatening until shots rang out. It says here that Yanez told authorities he could smell marijuana in the car. Okay. Now, it's a lot of people going around saying that, Castile had pulled his gun out. And that is a whole lot of garbage, because all you got to do is listen to the testimony and you would know that he didn't pull his gun out. Now, here is, hold up, back up a little bit. Okay. Eric Torgerson, I guess that's how you spell his name. Hopefully I'm not desecrating it. But as you can see here, you read for yourself, right here in this section right here. He says that he saw an officer after Castile was taken out and was put on the gurney. He saw the officer reach inside of Castile's pocket, and he says that he specifically remembered, I physically saw his hand go into the pocket. I recall it being deep, Torgerson testified. He testified to this in court. And in this same article, I'm not going to go over it right now, there's an officer who admits, though he describes it a little different. He says that after they took Castile's body out, he saw the gun begin to slide out of Castile's pocket. So he pulled it the rest of the way out. Now, that's a cop saying that he saw. But it was in Castile's pocket, and it had to be secure, because even if that were true, it would have to have been secure when they started taking the body out, because, there's a lot of bumping and, they're handling his body and all of that. So if that gun was out in any way, it more than likely would have fell out in the car. But as we can see here, by the cop's testimony in this article, it was in his pocket, and he took it out of his pocket. This fireman specifically says he specifically remembers the cop reaching deep into his pocket to get the gun. He heard the cop think at the last minute, oh, his gun. He has a gun, and he said, oh, yeah, we have to get that. He says that right here in this paragraph. And he said, I physically saw his hand go into the pocket. I recall it being deep, Torgerson testified. Okay, so look, that kills all that noise. You guys going around talking about he pulled out a gun or he had it in his lap or whatever. And the girlfriend testified that the pocket he was reaching into was the same pocket that had the driver's license and the insurance. Okay, so you statists, you can believe whatever you want to believe. You know, if you're a statist, there's probably no help for you because you're just going to believe whatever a state authority figure tells you anyway. If it's an authority figure and they work for the state, you believe it. Even though the state has proven time and time again within the United States and globally, they're perfectly well capable of telling lies. But there are people around who walk around believe anything, anybody with a badge or any type of a government authority figure, they're upstanding. You're just going to believe everything that they say. Okay. And, you know, look, you want to do that, that's your prerogative. But you have to excuse the rest of us if we try to use critical, logical thinking and come up with what is most probably the truth. The rest of you, you can run around and just believe whatever these state officials tell you if you want to. But one day it's going to come back on you. And then I promise you, you are not going to view it the same. Anyway, guys, I'm going to put this information in the description section. Please check it out for yourself. This article is a really good article, by the way. And I'll talk to you guys later.